Hi, everyone. I just thought it would be super, super fun to start off.
Ladies and gentlemen, Gregory Hines.
I just thought it would be super, super fun to start off with a video. Oh no, people are saying they don't have sound. Can you hear me now? Hold on, I'm checking in. Okay, I think the sound is working now. I think it's working now. I just thought it'd be super fun to start off with like a little video because tap dance is all about history, and so much of what we do is taking stuff from other people and learning and knowing where you're taking it from. So I thought it'd be really cool to start off with a little video. People are saying their sound, so I'm really happy about that. And Maya will come on in a minute, but let's start with a warm-up. I think today we'll do the toe heel warm-up that we did like a few weeks ago in my first live stream. We'll go over that again. And then maybe we'll do a little paddle thing, and then I'll have Maya come on, and or maybe I'll wait and we'll do paddles with Maya, because that'll be a fun beginner step to do. I think whole thing. So I think maybe we just need a little bit of a chill day. And so Maya being here is perfect because she's a beginner dancer, and I know a lot of you guys are beginners, so let's go for it. Okay. So this is the toe heel warm-up that we did in the first video, and it goes a little something like this. So you start with 2 toes, 2 heels, out and in. So 1, 2, 3, 4 on your left foot. And we do that 8 times. And then we do a shuffle. Instead of the first sounds, we do shuffle, toe, toe, heel, heel, toe, toe. And then another shuffle, toe, toe, heel, heel, toe, toe. And we do that 8 times. 1, 2, 3, and so on. And then we have 2 shuffles. So then it goes like this. Shuffle, shuffle, toe, toe, heel, heel, shuffle, shuffle, toe, toe, heel, heel. Just like that. And then we go out and in. So it goes 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and in. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and in. And then we can even break it up and go even further, but we'll do that when we get there. I'm not going to use music for this part, just because the music sometimes makes it a little muddy on the live stream. And maybe I have a little combo that we will do later if we have time, so I'll use music for that. But for this, I'm not going to use music, and we'll just sort of drill with my own metronome. All right, ready? Here we go. 1, 2, 1, 2, toes and heels. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Add a shuffle. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 2 shuffles. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Out and in. 1, 2, 3, 4, more time, 4 times. 2, 3, 4. Shuffle. Shuffle. 2 shuffles. And then. How's that? So then something nice that you can do if you're trying to better your skills in that area and push yourself a little bit is you can break up that final step. So you can do something that goes like this. You go 1 yana, 2 yana, 3 yana, 4 yana. And then you can try it with the left foot. So you would go. So you're taking the same step that you're doing, and then you're breaking it up. So you can even practice it if you want to with both feet at the same time. If you're still practicing your cramp rolls, so you can practice it like this. And then break it up. Just like that. So altogether, that would be something like this. And then you break it up. Just like that. And what's really nice about that is it makes your ankles warm, and it warms you up, and it's a good first exercise to do. Okay, so I see Maya; she's waiting. So I'm hoping to have her on. She might have a little bit of lag, and if we do, we'll kind of start over. I'll have her leave and come back. There's always going to be some technical difficulties with live streams. A lot of people are asking me why I've been wearing this hat all the time. It's because my hair is getting longer, and I can't cut it right now. So I put on this hat when I'm having not the best hair day. But I also only this is the only hat that I have that I brought from home to my childhood home, and so this is what I'm wearing. Okay, so without further ado, here's Maya Frank.
Hi.
Hello.
I like your hat.
Thank you. I'm glad.
I actually am thinking about trimming my bangs this afternoon.
Oh no.
So we're gonna see how it goes. Well, actually I've done it before and it wasn't terrible. It wasn't amazing, but it wasn't bad. It's just I can't see,
Right. Oh. Well, I just get nervous with that because it would just end badly. And then also we're still, shooting the show, and it's just a whole thing.
True.
When you guys, for those of you who don't know, when you are acting in a show, you have very little control over how you look.
Always has to look consistent.
Yeah, and it always has to look consistent. So so your hair has to basically look the same for the entirety of whatever episode you're shooting, because you might be shooting, one day, and then the next day you might be shooting something that happened before, and if your hair is different, it's gonna be weird and whatever. So
yeah,
I'm keeping everything the same for now. I'm so excited that you're gonna tap with me.
Me too. It's very hard to tap in socks. I don't think I've ever done that before. So this
I usually so I have a sort of wood floor in the bottom level of my house. And sometimes I have this portable tap floor, but sometimes if I need more space, I will just like tap in socks on that wood floor. But it's a struggle when you're tap dancing. It's like one of those things you always need like the right place to do it. It's not one of those things you can do anywhere. But I'm hoping that everybody is
But
excited.
we're getting it. We're killing it, right?
Yeah, I'm hoping that I'd love to see everybody's like videos of them practicing and doing all that stuff. So anyone that's watching, I love seeing those. I don't obviously can't see every single one, but the ones that I do see are awesome, and it's super exciting.
I want to see them.
I'll show you some of them. Especially from the first.
Not mine. I don't want to see my own.
Well, you haven't sent me.
Oh, like I also have to record it and then send it to you. Oh my
Yeah.
god. Word.
No, like from the very first one, there were some like really cool people that were practicing the piano from the show itself, and that was really really cool. So yeah, it's a whole experience. I'm excited that like people are learning tap dance and yeah,
It's a fun thing to do, and we have the time. So
yeah. Okay, so let's talk about. I feel like well, actually, why don't we talk about just like your tap experience? Because I know that you tap a little bit.
yeah, well, I tapped a lot when I was younger because I did when I was in. I think like around the time when I was in, I did Mary Poppins on Broadway. I was Jane Banks, and like for like I'd want to say like 3 years before, and then like 2 after that time period, like I was tapping a lot, and now I just have stopped. Not because I didn't want to, just because once I moved out to LA, like I started working and like doing other things that it just kind of like took over and I didn't get to dive in. So guys, just keep practicing because it just goes out one ear once it comes in with the other.
It'll come back. Hey, I mean, for those of you who are talking about like picking up a new skill, ever since the start of this whole social distancing experience, I have been learning how to play piano, and like I knew a little bit of how to play piano, but it's just like one of those things I work on it every day, and you slowly get better, and it's a whole process. So I love seeing people learning, and I don't want anyone to be discouraged by their tap dance practice. Okay, so let's talk about paddles, which I think are like a really great beginner step. Partially because of the rhythm, they teach like a very nice, steady, how to keep a very steady rhythm, and also it's like it's a great step that you use all the time. So why don't we stand up? I don't know. Will you be able to? Perfect. Okay, there we go.
Back.
Exactly. Yeah, that's perfect. Okay, so. The way that this works, and I've talked about it in a couple of other videos, but it's nice to do it with somebody that's learning for the first time. So people do it different ways. I like to do it this way. So it's basically a heel with your one foot, and then a dig with your opposing foot, and then a brush back, and then you put your weight on that foot with a step, and then another heel. So some people teach it with the dig first, so they'll go dig, brush, step, heel, dig, brush, step, heel. But I like to teach it, or when I do it, when I'm dancing, I like to start with the heel because the heel is usually the most accented beat. So it's the most accented sound. So it's nice to have that be in the downbeat. So if you're starting with the dig, it sounds like this. But if you start with the heel, it's more accented and it sounds like this. So, once again, just very, very slowly. I'll turn around so you can see me and you don't have to like mirror anything.
Okay.
You have
down here so I can see. Okay.
Perfect. Oh, that's perfect. Okay. You have dig, brush, heel, dig, brush, step, heel, dig, brush, step, heel, dig, brush, step, heel, dig, brush, step. And then you can do that forever and forever. So
Definitely.
Yeah. So I mean it's hard to necessarily like totally see over the live stream and all of that, like how you're doing. This is like the hardest part of this is like I want to see everybody's progress. And oh, someone said they learned these as paradiddles. Yes, that's how I mean, when I learned them, they were also called paradiddles. Some people call them paddles, paradiddles. Other people will say that a paddle is so. Other people say this is a paradiddle, which is what we're learning now. And then some people will say that this is a paddle. So you're like taking out the sound and you're only doing 3 sounds.
Got it.
I don't really see a need in having them be different names. I think like if that's one of those things with like tap dance, everybody calls something different because it's so informal a lot of the time. But anyway, so once again, you have heel, dig, brush, step, heel, dig, brush, step, heel, dig, brush, step, heel, dig, brush, step. And then the amazing thing about this step is that it's really just like a backbone for a lot of things that people like to do. So it's great when you're improvising to just have a nice steady rhythm. It's also great to make more and a 2 and a 3 and a 4 and then you can do a double. So you can go 1. So it actually breaks up that rhythm. If you hear, it sounds like this. Right? So what that does is you're still having a steady beat, but you can hear that the accent is changing. So that makes it exciting, especially when you're doing it really fast. Something like this. So I think that's really cool.
Yes, because we can all definitely do that.
Well, you know what? A lot of it. I mean, it's so hard to see like what everyone's level is, and so I want to cater to everyone. But let's just go over that really slowly, just so that we can have a more exciting option. Okay, ready?
Cool.
So that goes something like this: 1 E and a 2 E and a 3, 4, and then we do a double. Just like that. So what we're doing is we're digging and we're brushing twice without changing our weight. And so analyzing those weight shifts in tap dance is very important, because if you put your weight down, then you won't be able to make the sound. So just like that. Yeah, I can see that you're getting it. Even though I can't hear your socks, I can see that you have it, which is exciting.
Boom, 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 boom.
Yes, exactly. And then something people do as well. So you can also add in a shuffle to that, and actually have more accents instead of less accents. So in this version, you have you have less accents, but with the same number of sounds, by adding a shuffle and a couple of heels, because you're adding those heels, you're adding accents. So it sounds something like this. Let me try again. 1, 2, 3, 4. So what's cool about that is it's the same number of sounds as, right? But the sound is totally different because you're accenting something different. So you're so all that is, yeah, exactly. So all that is you're picking up, and then your heel, shuffle, heel, step, heel, and then again on the other side, pick up, I think a lot of people in like a beginner tap dance, you learn something called a drawback, which is like, and then you'll like learn it, or I don't actually remember, like that. This is sort of like that, a riff on that, and you're going. So faster for the people that look at this later and want to try it again faster. I leave all of these up so that people can come back and try it again. It looks a little something like this. Like that. So do you want to try putting them all together?
Okay.
So basically we'll do 4, 1, take it. 3, and take it. Or maybe we'll go a little slower. Maybe we'll just do 2. So we'll just do like 1, 2, 3, 4, and then we'll go. This is now the double. And we'll do that twice, and then we'll do 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a 4 and a.
Okay.
1 is a full bar, so it's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 2, 2, 3, 4, and each paddle is 1 beat because if for those of you who know about music, it's a 16th note, right? So you're doing 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a 4 and a, or some people say like ticka 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 or daga daga daga, whatever. So each one is 1 beat. So we're doing 2 measures of each. So that's 8 of each, and then the second repeat, it's more of a elongated step. So just slowly, ready? So we have 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2. 1. And now this is this. 1. And then we can round it out just with another one of these. And then we're back to 1.
I think I got it.
I think you got it. So let's try it again. I'll face forward so I can see you.
Don't look at me.
No, it's all good. All right, ready? So 1, 2, 3. Here we go. 1, 2. 1. And now here's the second break. 1. Here's the third break. And round it out with the same from the beginning. And here we go, and 1. Just repeating it. 2. 1. Here's the second break on the left foot. 1. Here's the third break on the right foot. And rounding it out. And there you go.
Okay.
It's a fun little exercise for learning those. And so I've like there's a couple of dances that I know where it's like you like people will use that as a holding step to improvise over. Oh no, your quality is a little laggy, but I think it's okay.
Oh no.
I can.
Am I back?
You're all right. You're all right. I can still sort of hear you, which is good. But there's a like so there's a dance where like people will they'll use this as like a holding step, and they'll just like. stuff like that. And so they'll use it as like a filler for other sounds. And so it's a great base step to learn if this is either your first time tap dancing or if you want something new to learn and then you don't know this. I think we should, okay. I'm not sure, your quality's a little.
Should I come back?
Oh, but I can hear you okay. So I think I'm gonna just like look through the comments and see if there's any people that have asked questions or anything like that. If anyone has questions,
I have a question.
Yeah.
How do you know? Can you explain like how you know what to do with your hands?
Okay, so that's like actually like a really good point to bring up. Different tap dancers have different opinions on this. Where I grew up and where I learned to tap dance, it was mostly focused on the rhythms of your feet and the sounds you were making with your feet. So most of the time, your hands in the school that I grew up at were used as like just like a way to balance yourself. So, if you were doing something like, so that's something where you're shifting your weight a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Sort of in this like neutral, lifted position that's like slightly above their waist. And they kind of just like will let that flow because again, it's more about the feet. A lot of times too, tap dancers will use their arms as like an extension of creating accents. So I know a couple of teachers. So like for example, I had a piece where there was a step that was something like this. And what they would always tell us was to lift on that shuffle because they wanted it to feel as though it was lifted and then falling into an accent. So they would have us lift our arms kind of up over our head because it would help lift our bodies. So usually it's always when it has something to do with the sound is when the arms are important. But then of course, like other tap dancers on Broadway or, in other shows, if in more of a musical theater context, put more emphasis on the arms just because when you're doing a show and when you're doing, a performance in a musical context, in a story context, it's always more helpful to have a fuller picture. But a lot of tap dancers don't always view themselves as dancers. A lot of them view themselves as musicians. So they're more focused on the sound than the dance. But in terms of like a Broadway show or whatever, when you're actually having dancers and you're hiring dancers, then it's based on what the choreographer wants. The person who choreographed 42nd Street, the revival, the very famous dance. His name is Randy Skinner, and I was able to learn from him, as well as other tap dancers that are mostly musician tap dancers. And his way of thinking is just completely different because he focuses on, he focuses more on the dance as a picture. So he has like, I'm sure like anybody that knows this knows there's like, how does it go? And so he has us like shoot out your arms and then you have to like cross it. So you can't see my whole body, but it's like, I don't remember what. And then you're like leaning over and like crossing your arms like this at the very end. But that's, that's his choreography and that's what he decided is right for the piece. What else?
Let's see. More questions. What is your favorite kind of like tap dance that you've done so far?
I mean, I love, and I think maybe we'll do today like a very easy combo just so I like have it on the.
What about a turn? How do you do like a turn?
Like a rhythm turn?
Like an easy turn.
Yeah, wait, how about we learn, that's actually really good. How about we learn a rhythm turn?
Okay.
It's really, really, really easy. So basically, a rhythm turn is something like this. So you can, so there's like a million types of rhythm turns, and you can do whatever you need in your piece to have the right sound. Basically, you would go something like this. And so I've had pieces where you have to do those like a million times, like, right? I don't have enough space, but basically all you're doing is you're shuffling and you're crossing, and then your toe, heel, heel, toe, toe. And then you do it as many times as you want.
Okay.
Yeah.
So like heel, heel, toe, toe. Can I make like a face?
Yeah, kind of. Yeah. I mean, you were lagging a little bit, so I wasn't able to fully see, but I think that's the gist of it.
Okay. So it's like.
Yeah, exactly. So some people, so the cool thing about a rhythm turn is you can do whatever you want. So people will change up the rhythms and they'll have it be like, or whatever. And some people will go like, or you'll see sometimes people take out the shuffle completely. It gives you like a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. But the gist of it is that you take your cramp roll and you turn that into a turn. Right? So you're just going, but you're just turning with that and crossing your legs and turning out.
Do they have to be close together so you can get around the whole time?
Yes. So you want to, when you do a rhythm turn, you want to cross as much as you can. And then a lot of times people will tell you to bring your arms in tight. So of course you can't totally see me, but you can sort of see my shadow here. I'm bringing out my arms almost like in a T when I cross. And then when I turn, I actually will bring my arms in. So and that makes you like go faster. You're like getting air and then whipping around. Exactly. Kind of like think about like an ice skater.
Okay.
So you're like you want to get air and then like whip around and crop and you want to spot and do all those dancery things as well. Oh no, I'm exposing myself. I have a big red and Ashland sticker on my water bottle. And a Phineas and Ferb sticker. I'm exposing myself.
Oh my, that song, I'm obsessed. There's 104 days of summer vacation.
Oh.
It's because so long just to end it.
Well, people say I look like Phineas.
Oh, I see that.
I'm gunning to play Phineas in the live action whenever they decide they want to make it.
Wait, are you? Is this like for real?
No.
Oh, I'm excited.
If they ever decide that they want to make it.
Wait, that should be a thing.
A live action Phineas and Ferb?
Yeah.
I have no idea how they would do it. That's like, it would be wild.
I think you should just do it. I'll play, what is it? Mom! Phineas and Ferb is the title sequence.
I also feel like you're like an Isabella.
That's the girl with the bangs, right? And the brown hair.
Doing? The one that was, she was played by Alison Stoner.
Oh my gosh, yes, I love her. Okay, I'll play her. I'm good with that.
Oh my god, somebody said they did it. Did you, the person that said they did it, Katie, did you do a rhythm turn? Is that what you're saying? Because that's really awesome. I'm so happy for you. I will leave this up so you can practice. And there's a rhythm turn in the combo if we get to that. I think I'm actually going to go and do the combo now.
Yeah.
So thank you for being here.
Of course. Thank you for having me.
I'm sorry that it's a little grainy.
Yeah, I know. Next time I'll try and I'll reboot the Wi-Fi because our Wi-Fi is terrible.
Oh,
but I'm totally going to practice. I'm going to rewatch this and I'm going to practice and rewatch your other ones.
That's so awesome. I'm so excited.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you for coming. Okay.
He's a really cool teacher. Keep watching.
Okay. I'll talk to you later. Thanks, Maya.
Bye.
All right. So, ooh, someone said, "Do I do any other styles of dance?" When I first started dancing, I took a lot of like theater jazz classes, but tap dance kind of took over my life when I was like maybe like 13. And so I stopped doing the other things as much. Now I mostly do tap dance. And then when I dance in the show, sometimes it's more like hip hop based, but I'm not a hip hop dancer by any stretch. Okay, so let's do this combo that I created. It is called I'm doing it to a song called Autumn Leaves, which is a jazz standard that a lot of people know. And it's just very chill. And I'll see how far we get before in the next 20 minutes. Okay, I'll see what I can remember. I have a video that I'm going to reference because otherwise I'll forget. So we start with, right, okay. So we start with two drags that are sort of reminiscent of what you need to do to get your wing. So for any of those who've been practicing wing since we talked about it in the last live stream, you're sort of pressing your foot in and letting it fly out. So we have 1, 2. So all that is 1, 2, heel, step, heel. And then we're just doing a paddle on this foot. Like I said, it's a good filler step. So we have 1, 2, and then a rhythm turn. So altogether, that's 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. And then we will, last week we talked about slurps when we were talking, or sometimes people call them thirds. I like to call it a slurp just because I think it's funny. So when we were talking about the time steps, we were talking about how sometimes people will start it with that thing called the slurp, which is basically a flap, but you're letting your heel down in the middle of it. So basically that's 1, 2, 3, and then we go shove, full step, heel, toe, heel, shove, full step, heel, heel, toe, and then we do another one. Let me just. So we bring back our heel, and then we do a full cramp roll. So we do dig, brush, heel, cramp roll, and then step. And what that's supposed to do is bring you back. So all from the top, we have 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2. Just like that. So with the music, that will sound something like this as I pull it up. All right. Hold on. My Alexa's going to say, playing from Larry Cyberstein's iPhone. One moment. So the song sounds like this. So, from the top it goes like this. Just like that. Ready? So one more time. It starts pretty close to the start of the music. I'll make it just a little bit louder. So ready? 1, 2, 3. like that. I'll do it one more time facing the front. Just like that. So then from there, we have a 1. And then we go toe, toe. So we just like that. So we have 1, da, da, and then we drag this this standing leg back. Ooh, I hit my cabinet. So we have 1. So what that is while keeping your weight on this standing foot, a lot of people call these like slides or drags or whatever. People you lift up your weight, but you leave it on your standing leg. So you're transferring your weight sort of like from your leg to your abs as you slide back, just like that. So people can do things like this, and then you use your tap shoes to glide. So we have 1, just like that. So all together, that's 1, 2, 3, da 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 da. Da, 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 da. And then we just walk around in a circle for 2 counts. 1, 2. 1 and a 2 and a 3. So that goes like this: 1, 2, 3. Ba ba ba. Da, 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 da. One and a 2 and a 3. So then we'll do some. So then how that goes after that is we're going to press it. So all that is we're just pressing down, toe, heel, heel. So we have here a 1, 2, a 3. So 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a 4 step. And then we brush back heel. And then we pick up heel, shuffle heel, step, step, I think. Shuffle, step, heel, step. So 1, 2, 3. Ba da da da. Da 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 da. Just like that. Let's try that with music. So just to go over that last part really quickly. So step, step, a 1, ball change, in, out, So it goes dig that, and then this left back step, dig step, shuffle step. So 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. Just like that. So let's try with music. Now it's playing from my phone. Hold on. All right. Get a little louder. 2, 3, 4, 1. Out. Just like that. One more time. I'll face the front. How's everyone doing? Someone said, I'm a very talented dancer. Thank you. How do people like this combo? I hope you like it. Okay, I'm gonna keep going. Facing the front. 1, 2, 3. just like that. Now I gotta check the next part of the video. Oh, someone asked me my birthday. My birthday's on Sunday. My birthday's on Sunday, everyone. It's also Easter, but it's also my birthday. Oh, someone said a little fast. How about actually? Okay, we only have 10 minutes left, or about 10 minutes. So how about I don't teach anymore, and we'll just go over this this part of the combo one more time. There's another half, but I think I would rather you get it. Someone said this music sounds a little creepy. This is actually a jazz tune. It's called Autumn Leaves, if you want to look it up. It's actually kind of a sad song about autumn leaves falling and remembering like a summer of love or whatever. But anyway, so it is a little creepy because it's a little sad. So why don't we go over this part of the combo one more time, and call that a day, and then maybe we'll just do a nice shim sham to maybe a faster version of this song even, and call it a lesson. Okay, so I'll go over it one more time. All we have facing the front. So we have 1, 2, 3. Ba da da. Drag, drag. Just like that. So that part where we're going this way, we're shuffling, shuffle, step, heel, step, heel, shuffle, step, heel, dig, heel, shuffle, step, heel, and then we're gonna dig into a cramp roll. Dig, brush, 1, 2, 3, 4. So once again, very, very slowly. So 1, 2, 3. Ba 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 na. Rhythm turn. 1. 1, 2, and 1, and a 2. Just like that. Let's try it again. I'll do it more time facing the front and the back with the music, maybe twice through front and back with the music, and then we'll do some shim shams. Just because I feel like if I do the shim sham enough times, then everyone will know the shim sham, and we can take over the world with shim shams, and I'm excited about that. So let's do this one more time. Just like this. I'll face the front. Oh no! It played from my phone. Keeps doing that. I don't know why. Connecting. Connecting to the echo. All right, well, I can't get it to connect to the echo, so I'm just going to put my phone near here, so hopefully you guys can hear the music. All right, ready? 1, 2, 3. Just like that. All right, one more time facing the front, and then twice facing the back, and then we'll shim sham. Okay. Okay. Now facing the back. time. Here we go. 1, 2, 3. Just like that. All right, you guys. So that was this portion of the combo. I actually really like this combo. I was just working on it like today. I think it's like super chill, and I also really like that it's tight and compact, and I can do it on this board. So maybe I will develop more of the next section, and we'll just continue on this. So Shim Sham. As we remember, just a little quick refresher. We have 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. And then our break, which is step, toe, step, hop, step, out, in. Yeah? And then the second phrase, we have step, 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 step. And then, so that second phrase doesn't have the break. And then we go out and in. Step, toe, step, hop, step, out, in. And then for the last verse, we have 1, out, just like that. For anybody that might not have it, I went over it in the very, very first Quaran-Tap Dancing. So if you really, really want to dive in and learn it, I keep all of these up essentially forever. So you can go back and you can check on that if you're interested. Okay, I'm actually really feeling the song, so I'm just going to choose a faster version of the same song. So for those of you who don't necessarily know, jazz songs are standard melodies, right? That's why they call it a jazz standard. And a lot of people can, reuse and remake the same song, almost like a cover. But it's more understood that people will take the same tune and do it in their own way, at their own tempo, with their own orchestrations, and change it up. So this is the same song that we were doing before, but a different composer, a different jazz big band. This is Chet Baker doing it at a higher speed. For some reason, the echo is not working, so I'm just going to keep my phone close to the microphone here. So I might not be able to hear it too well, but that's fine. So that goes like this. Ready? We'll do it a little fast. 1, 2, 3. All right. I'm actually going to let it run, and then we'll start at the next phrase. So this is what we call AAB phrase. This is A. This is the second repeat of A. And now a bridge would be. Actually, sorry, this is A, B, C. And now this is C. And then it repeats. But sometimes a soloist will go. All right. Oh no. Oh, that's where it is. So they put in a little interlude in there. Let's start over, actually. Ready? 1, 2, 1. So they have this little interlude here, and then we'll do the second repeat. Coming up. Here we go. One, two. I messed up. Second phrase. Ah. You held the phrase. Once more, just for those who are still wanting to learn this, I'm going to do it to the slower tune that we were using before. This one. A little more chill. It'll be a little bit slow for some, but we'll try it. We'll try it here. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Second phrase. Third phrase. Break. Fourth phrase. Break. One more time. Oh, sorry. I messed up. That's not how it starts. Hold on. Gonna just back up a little bit. Oh no, now I have to use my Face ID. Okay. Here we go. Second repeat. No break. One, two, 1, 2, second phrase. This one goes straight through. One, two, 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. All right, you guys. Thank you so much for joining. If you learned something, I'm so excited. I love that people were working with the piece and practicing. I will leave it up, of course, so you can keep learning as you get better. And of course, all the other past ones are up too. So thank you for doing this with me. These are so fun for me. And stay positive. And I'll see you soon. All right, take care.